I wanted to try something a little bit more differently. I saw that on Reddit, a lot of people like to post on there, like a lot. And it's actually kind of interesting, the type of things that you see on Reddit. So I wanted to actually, not to be rude or anything, but check out some farms and see if we can like judge them out and shiz. Like give them a rating, you know, see what they did good, see what they could have improved on. And I'd like to know what you guys think of it too. The first farm for today is 2 years in real life it took him to do this farm. Look at this. This is actually kind of cool. This is the Four Corners farm. I absolutely love the Four Corners farm. It's not equal, but I like the idea of it equally putting things aside. They did really well with this. Okay, so the first thing they did is they put sheds here, which I think is a great idea. I like how they like sent this. I always talk about like how flooring is like so important. The flooring all over here really separates every certain you know what I mean? Like this is cool. Like the crops are all covered around with the crystal flooring. They've got a lot of sheds, which I would assume with all this ancient fruit, there's a lot of wines happening. They even have 2 ponds and everything, which I'm glad they put lava eel, because lava eel is actually one of the most useful fishes you can have in a pond. This is cool. I like the tap trees on this side. I might be in the way. Let me take away my camera for a little bit and show you over here. Like this is the little crop sections, as you can see. And they got like tappers over here and bee houses too. He even kept one of the meteorites like right here on the right side. Can you see this one right here? It's just like sitting there and they're like, we're just gonna fence this off and pretend this never happened. I've never been one to do like random flooring like they did over here with the trees and everything. This is a 10 out of 10. I mean, I can't really see I can't really like say that there's anything that I would change in this. This is actually really nice. If I was gonna say something bad about this is maybe to put like the tap trees all together in one place, so then like you're not having to run around the whole farm to get tapped, you know, syrups and whatnot. But other than that, this is actually a really nice place. Here you've got some plants at the front of these sheds, and then in front of this shed there's nothing. You're missing out on these. Okay, maybe we'll give this a 9 out of 10 then, because that's the only thing I can critique about this. That's about it. I like it. The floor pieces are like equal. They did really well with this place. This is definitely a 10 out of 10. So I hope I can say this name correctly. Ruinzera1224. This is really nice, by the way. Really nice place. I give this a 9 out of 10. It was a 10 out of 10 until I saw some things that I was like, I have to critique something. This is gonna be the second one. Hey, a forest farm. Okay. Oh my god, I can't. I love the flooring in this. Okay. So this is a little less cluttered than the other place, so I like the less clutter because then you can see the farm a little bit more. Which they've obviously tried to marry Shane or got close with Shane, or there is a very small chance that the egg that you incubate can turn into a blue chicken. The blue chicken doesn't really affect anything. It's more of like a show of like, hey, I got blue chickens. So it's cool that they got some chickens and some rabbits in there, you can see. They've got 6 fish ponds, which I like. That's actually, these are really good fishes. They really picked out their fishes correctly. They've got I love this right next to it. I hope you can, I'm guessing you can still have, you know, the walking space to get to these obelisks. Love obelisks. I always talk about how efficient they are. I know everyone's got their opinion about like obelisks and like using them or not using them, but if you get late game and you have the money and resources, get yourself an obelisk. It just saves you so much time. Obviously the crops, and this is perfect placement around them. They got behind my head. I should probably get rid of my camera here. Behind my head, they have 2 barns, obviously with your sheep and your cows and your goats. There's no ostrich, so I don't know if this is mobile or not. And there's also no pigs. Down here, oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, so on the bottom left, they got another 2 barns with pigs and ostriches. I'm glad, I was just about to complain about that, but I'm glad they have 4 barns. Having 4 barns is actually quite a lot of barns. You would need a lot of silos. I'm guessing you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they had plenty of silos. I was gonna say, you really need the silos for this. Obviously, they had the bee houses. The only problem is you would have to knock a bee house to get into the crops here, and these crops don't have a scarecrow either. So I don't know how much they're using this. I mean, this will always generate honey anyway, except for winter. But if they're trying to get crops, you would need a scarecrow, so maybe replace one of this or this. You can do what sometimes I do, knock the bee house, plant them, and then like, you know, put the bee house back and run off. But then you risk having these timed differently. That's the only issue you would have. These are great. I like this. This is crops as well. More sheds, perfect. I like the placement and the shipping bin. So I'm guessing there's like a lot of work happening in here. So that's why they got the shipping bin for that reason. Slime punch. I'm glad that you have the slime hutch here. I generally never put slime hutches, but I like that it just takes a little corner on the bottom here. I'm glad you have ducks in here. I'm guessing you kept them near the pond because there is a chance that they'll jump in here and enjoy, but I love this. This is great. And then they've gone oh, there's your dinos. Okay, I should probably look at the farm before judging it. But it looks like they have like a barn and a coop for like each animal, which is actually kind of cool. This might have a lot more chickens than I thought, but they got the dinos here, which are perfect. I love that you have the dinos and the ducks and the chickens. You got pretty much everything, I would say. No, that's perfect. And you got more crops. This is a really nice farm. For the little like pointers that I pointed out, for example, the bee houses. Actually, the bee houses is probably the only issue. Obviously, the animals do need like frequent love, so you would need to like walk around the whole farm for that reason and pet them. Unless you have auto petters, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 auto petters, and I've only ever been able to have that once on my farm, and that was the co-op farm that we had, and we had like how many, like 7 auto petters, but that took us 10 years within the game to get them. It was a really random chance that we had so many as well. So this is definitely like an 8 out of 10. I like the design. It's simple, it's sleek. You don't need to do anything fancy with the farms. You just need to make sure that it's efficient, and that's what their view was here. They wanted to make it efficient, and they just based their farm on that. I love it. I think this is a great farm. I like this. 8 out of 10. All right, we're gonna go to the next farm. This is the next farm for today. We got just completed their first farm, year 6, 421. Oh, and they also got 100%. So this is the standard farm. Okay. It's also efficient, which I absolutely love. I love how like they've tried to make it symmetrical, which is absolutely like the 2 floor pieces on the side here. Absolutely amazing. I'm liking this farm a lot. Holy crap. You've done really well with this farm. This is cool. This is the clearest I could get the farm, unfortunately. So we're going to critique this by like every corner, but this is the best I got. Then we got obviously the greenhouse with a slime hutch right next to it. I like it. I like how obviously again you've made it symmetrical. The obelisks are kind of far away. By the time you walk here, it's maybe 6:30, 6:20. Maybe if you like put some speed bumps on here. I mean, you know, that's not really a big thing, but you know, it is kind of far away. You've obviously got the crops in the middle here. That looks like you've got an enricher, and then that looks like the it pushes your the sprinkler to cover another row and column around it. There are 2 types of like sprinkler coverage here. Let me get my red pen out. Right here and right here. If we go back here, you'll see that there's 2 different ones. I think it's so then they can reach this side. Oh, there you go. Now you can see my mouse. But then here they've got 1 enricher and then they stopped. So I definitely think you should get more enrichers and try and put them around, especially if you have 1. You know, 1 crop didn't grow in time, did they? Oh yeah, on the bottom here, it didn't. It might have had, there might not be a scare. Yeah, there's no scarecrow to it. So it looks like they only have 1 scarecrow, as you can see. And then that's it. They've got that just covering everything. I also don't think you need this many sprinklers. I think this sprinkler is not needed. I would say definitely if you're going to do this floor path, take away these floor paths here. And then put a scarecrow here, like behind the hut here and behind the hut here, and you'll cover here. Because I don't know what scarecrows are covering this. I can't remember how far this goes. It's pretty far, but I think that's why this here is missing. They've obviously used these sheds here for like, you've got the crystallarium shed on the bottom, and then the kegs and the preserve jars in the other. Smart, I love that. Another seating area, as always, like you can either have a seating area, or if you wanted more crops, I would say move your sprinklers that aren't really doing anything over here. They've obviously got the fruit trees around the sprinklers as well. I like it. Obviously it's all the fruit trees, so you gotta wait until they're in season. I like the barns here and the coop here. I'm guessing this is the only place with your animals, right? Yeah, that's the only place with their animals at the middle here. I like it. It's like their own little designated area, and they all kind of chill. I prefer this over than splitting up the animals like the previous farm, because all the animals are together. Having everything kind of in their own designated area, then it just makes things efficient. And this is efficient to me. I like it. They've also like played with someone else and they get their own little section. That's cute. They've got the silos, and I like the little haystacks there. They got some tap trees over here. Is that their only tap trees? Oh no, they've got some. So they've got the pine tar here, the oak resin here, and then they've got the maple syrup here in this own little seating area. This is actually nice for like aesthetics reasons. I like it. For aesthetics, I give it like a nice like 9 out of 10. It's nice to look at. It really is. I think they did really well with this. Except there are some things that they could efficiently move around to like optimize and whatnot. This area here could also have more crops to like compensate for the sprinklers that are kind of not reaching anything. The obelisks, which are behind my head, I think they could be moved over to the right side here. They got the floor pieces to make it an easy way, but I would say bring the obelisk closer somewhere. But no, I would say altogether, this is maybe like a nice 7 out of 10, I'd say. It looks really nice. I love the look, how clean it looks. But I think there are just some pointers that you can optimize with this. But this is a nice farm as well. I definitely like it.